Hey, this is Mike from JollyGreenFL.com, and today I'm going to show you how to set up and establish your Wormdorf Astoria worm bucket system. To start, I've already started pre-soaking the bedding materials. This is shredded cardboard, shredded newspaper, and soaking in rainwater. I prefer to use rainwater as opposed to tap water. You get chlorine in there, it's going to kill your good bacteria. So rainwater is really great. So we'll let this soak for a good 10-15 minutes, and in the meantime we can start setting up our housing bucket. The black housing bucket, all you need to do is make sure your insert is properly set in there with one sheet of newspaper on top. You can see, and that's just going to help stop the material from dropping down on the drain holes. Keep it up there and keep worms working in that material. Alright, so now we're going to add our wet bedding, which is just a matter of taking a handful and wringing it out. Get all the excess moisture out of there. And you're just going to sprinkle it and drop it in. And you can just break it up a little bit inside. A little more. There. Nice moist bedding, so your worms are happy. They need the moisture for breathing. Alright. Okay, now you can see we got our bedding in there. We'll go ahead and add a little more and be right back. Okay, so as you had seen, I used the catch bucket to moisten the newspaper and stuff. It's a great use for that bucket. And once you're finished, you can just dry it up on the outside and you can leave it wet on the inside, no problems. Okay, so we have our moist bedding on the bottom, on top of a newspaper, on top of our 2-inch riser in there that will help keep our drain holes clear for the worm tea to drip through. And now we're ready to go ahead and add our worms. I just harvested worms from my own containers. You'll probably order a bag. I recommend probably about 1,000 worms is a good start if you want to order those online, and you can just dump them right in. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and give them a little something to eat. So I've been juicing lately, just starting, so I've got these great leftovers from the juicer, and I'm just going to add a little bit to one side, and that should be enough to get them started. Nice mixture of carrots, beets, all kinds of vegetables in there. So now that we have those layers in, we can add our top layer of dry newspaper. And this is actually newspaper and cardboard. This is our carbon filter, and also a little getaway for the worms, so they can, if it gets too wet underneath, they can climb up in there and move around. They need a place to separate from their food and the waste sometimes, so they can breed. After those 2 layers are done, we're ready to put the system back together. Alright, our final step is to secure our bucket, our housing bucket. It's got the ventilated lids. We'll just thread that on, and then this bucket the housing will sit inside of the catch bucket. And remember, the catch bucket, all your worm tea will settle down into the bottom, and about every 3 days or so you can take that out, add either rainwater to it, or if you have some tap water, you want to leave that set out for a good 24 hours, let the chlorine burn off, and then you can mix it with your worm tea and pour it on your plants, indoor, outdoor plants. Remember to check every couple days. You want to check and make sure that you have good moisture. And when you're going to feed, remember to try the 4-quadrant system. Today we were over here. Next day you want to feed on the other side, and keep moving it around the bucket system Make sure your system's not too dry. You always have your misting bottle. Make sure you have good moisture for your worms. Alright, hopefully that helps you understand how to set up your Wormdorf Astoria system. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and send us an email, JollyGreenFL at gmail.com. Alright, thanks for watching.